Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. I am ridiculously excited for today's video, and only ridiculously because I'm gonna play with the Hershey's Glamlite palettes. Now, the cookies and cream one definitely leans blue, which is fun. I love blue eyeshadow and I think it'll be super fun to play with. And the milk chocolate one, or whatever I want to call it, is just all very warm wearable shades. I spent probably far too long looking at these palettes this morning, wondering which one I want to play with first. And then that got me thinking, I wonder if I could create an eye look, one on each eye, with each palette and have them look similar enough that maybe you wouldn't necessarily know. So I swatched out the shades I thought looked most similar. I'll insert the photo here. I washed it off so it didn't get everywhere. Of the shades I thought would work. And there are definitely a couple of differences, but I want to try it. I've been really wanting to do a very neutral, excuse me, I've been wanting to do a very neutral, wearable, warm-ish kind of eye look. So today is going to be the day. Now the question is, do I tell you which eye is which palette, or do I keep that part a secret and see if we can figure it out based solely on the eyeshadows? So I took my little permanent marker and I actually wrote the number of the shades that I want to use for this eye look because I didn't want to confuse myself. So yeah, hopefully I can do this without confusing myself and make a nice cohesive eye look. Hopefully you're up for that. If you are and you're not subscribed to my channel, you can do that now. I upload a whole bunch of videos every week. If you click on the bell and choose all, YouTube will notify you, and you can choose to watch or not. It's totally up to you. No pressure from me. I really do just appreciate you hanging out with me, however you decide to do it. So I'm going to put on some shadow shields, zoom you in, and I think we'll just start playing. So I guess I'm just gonna do one palette on one eye, the other palette on the other eye, and we'll figure out in the end which is which. That could be fun. I'm gonna start with the darkest shade from both palettes on the outer portion of my lid, like I usually do. When I swatched these, they seemed really good. And I don't know if you saw the video, or any of the videos for that matter, where I talk about the Hershey Kisses palette. I had just the one, like, regular Hershey Kiss looking palette, and that made my best of 2022. I really loved the quality in that palette. I thought for a neutral palette, it was so good. I didn't hang on to it, like I decluttered it, because it was kind of a pain to store because it was shaped like a Hershey's Kiss. And I mean, I love chocolate, and that's why I got it, was solely for the packaging. But I really did like the formula. And I've heard a lot of people say that the formula in those palettes wasn't necessarily the most amazing, but I thought it was really good, at least in the one I had. I don't know if they changed from palette to palette, like color story to color story, but I really liked the eyeshadow formula. All right, now we're gonna go into the second darkest shade and blend this out, both sides. So I'm hoping that I feel the same way about this palette as I did the Hershey Kisses palette, because I really did think that that palette was all that. I really liked it. And I wasn't going to get these palettes because, you know, neutral palettes, they're a dime a dozen. I have so many, but it was a really good price for the two of them just by themselves. So I decided to go for it. And I don't know if it's because I picked up these palettes or just my mood in general, but I've been really wanting to play with neutral eyeshadows. If this is your first video, I do a lot of colorful eyeshadow. I love, love, love colorful eyeshadow. It is so much fun for me. But just lately, I've really been wanting to play with neutral tones. So when I got these palettes out this morning, I was like, which one do I use? Because they're both so pretty and I wanted to use both of them. I couldn't choose, which is how I came up with this idea. So now I guess we go into the lightest matte shades. Just to kind of transition. And funny enough, I think, there's a hair on my nail. I think one of the palettes has an eyeshadow in it that doesn't belong. Like it feels like it belongs more to the other palette, which is interesting to me. I've never made an eyeshadow palette. I can't imagine what goes into it. And Nikki had asked me, Nikki Lynn here on the YouTubes, asked me or suggested I do a video about what my eyeshadow palette would look like if I ever created one, like with a brand. I haven't done it, but I was thinking about it last night. And I know for sure it would have to have a dark transition or a dark matte. And I was thinking about it, and I think I wouldn't pick a black. I think I would choose a dark brown, because a dark brown can pretty much deepen up any eyeshadow, I think. I could be wrong, but that's just what I think. So yeah, I don't know that I would put a black in, but I would definitely put a blackened brown. I'm just gonna get these edges blended the way I want them, and then I'll come back and we'll play with the shimmers that I chose. All right, I think those are blended to the point where I want them. Now I'm gonna take my Singe Beauty E01 and we're gonna start with the shimmer shades. I'm gonna use it on a dry brush for now. That's gonna go on the middle half because I do want to use two shimmers, one lighter, one darker. I will say Glamlite's shimmer formula is really pretty nice. It's very like creamy and sparkly. It's so pretty. So that's, it just looks wet. Very cool. Cleaning off my brush really, really well. And now we'll do this side. Have you figured out which eye is which palette yet? So pretty. Also, I really like the color of my actual eyeballs. When I'm wearing brown eyeshadow, they look much bluer. So that might be part of why I like neutral eye looks. All right, now we're going with the lighter shimmer on the rest of the lid. Getting a little bit of fallout from these, or a lot'll, but I'm not being careful. My face isn't done, so I can just slap some oil on there and clear it right away. All right, almost done. So exciting. I'm really glad I decided to do this. I probably should take makeup a little bit more seriously, but it's just fun. And, you know, there's plenty of serious yuck in the world. Makeup doesn't need to be one of them. Okay, that's where the eyes are right now. Per usual, I'll go off camera and do all the other things, and then I'll come back and show you the final look when I'm all done, and I'll tell you which eye is which palette, but I'm willing to bet you could probably figure it out. But maybe from a distance they look similar enough. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. All right, I'm back and this is the finished look. Let me zoom you in for an up close at the eyes. And now I'll scoot you out and tell you which eye has which palette and all the other bits that you might be interested in. Okay, so if you guessed my right eye was the Hershey's and my left eye was the cookies and cream, you guessed right. I genuinely think that until I put on the inner shimmer, they're very similar, except that in the cookies and cream palette, there's this kind of like almost mustardy shade, which looks warm on the eye. Whereas in the chocolate palette or the warm palette, there's this shade, which looks cool on the eye. So I don't know, part of me wonders, did they make a mistake? But I mean, come on, odds are probs not. Or if it's just that much interchangeable. Like you can wear warm colors and cool, or you can wear warm tones and cool tones together. You can mix and match. You can mix and match silver and gold jewelry. I mean, there was a time when that was like a major faux pas. You did not mix and match metals. But, you know, we've come a long way, baby, and we can do whatever we want, whatever makes us happy, even if that means mixing and matching warm and cool tones on our eyelid skin. You know, it's just about having fun. So let me know in the comment section, did you know all along, or was it tricky for you? I don't know. It might have been silly to even attempt it, but you know what? I want to have fun, and if I can make it fun for you, that's so much better. Okay, real quick on the rest of my face, I'm wearing my Makeup Forever HD foundation. This is in 1N14. It is a little bit warm, but I think I can still pull it off because, you know, I have a tan. My concealer is the Wet n Wild Incognito in light beige. For my T-zone and my under eyes, I used my Too Faced Born This Way powder. And for the rest of my face, I used the Charlotte Tilbury powder in 2 that I used recently and said I wanted to use up, and I'm using it every single day for the perimeter of my face just to set down my foundation. My contour is Kevin Aqua. I mean, it's that or the Melt one these days, but my bronzer is the Pat McGrath, and this is Bronze Nirvana. Really like this for when I'm tan. I reach for this bronzer a lot more than I thought I would. And then for my blush, I have not reached for this one in ages. It had a bit of a crust on it, so I had to break through that. But it is the Summertime Wine by Fenty Beauty, and this is the cream blush. I think it's so cute. I went light-handed because I'm wearing more neutral makeup. I thought I probably should. And since I had a Glamlite highlighter, I decided to use it. It's the Pina Colada highlighter they did with their beverage collections they did. My lashes are NJC. Oh, my lip is, I bought a whole pack of these J-Cat Roll It Up lip liners. It was like, I don't want to say 12 different lip liners, and I bought it ages ago. So I thought I'd break this one out today. I've rearranged my stuff. So all of my lip products are actually on my desk now, which is really fun. I can see everything. So I'm able to access lip liners and lipsticks a little more easily. So I used that to line my lip and fill in along the edges. And then I went in with, I went in with the orange gloss from the Unearthly Summer Mystery Box. And I like it. Super neutral, but I am a fan of this makeup. I genuinely think if my shimmer shades weren't basically silver and gold, that you couldn't tell I was wearing two different palettes unless you were up close and really examining it. Like, did she do something wrong, or are they different colors? It's hard to tell. But I like it. I'm gonna wear it the rest of the day. Granted, I'm just hanging out with Jackson and Coops Magoops today. It's rainy and gross, and I just bribed them to clean up Jackson's living room and kitchen. So they get to go buy some Pokemon cards later. I guess I'm going to stop yammering now, though do let me know if you picked up either of these palettes and what you think of them and what you think of this look. I really like to know what you think. And I'm not fishing for compliments. Please don't ever think that I'm doing that. I think I'm pretty okay at makeup, you know, and I like it, and I guess that's what matters. But I do like hearing what you think about the makeups, the application, ideas or thoughts you have that I could do, switch up, and please, 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 any video ideas you have, throw them at me. I'm always looking for ideas. I'm drawing a blank right now what to film next, so if you've got anything, hit me. I'm open to trying almost anything with the makeups. So hopefully you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Be good, and remember to be kind to you.